Hi. I am often asked about the difference between the awakening to life intensive and landing fully into life intensive or retreat. And I would just like to spend a few minutes to try to to clarify what the differences and as well as similarities are. So, awakening to life intensive is a retreat that was developed several years ago by Robert Gonzalez and me and myself. We were working on it for a long time, and then we came up. We were still fine-tuning it as we were leading them, and slowly came to the design, to the shape that we were very happy with. Landing fully into life is something that was developed by me. And it was developed through some very deep insights and integrations that were happening to me a few years ago. They were first, I offered them as online journeys. Then I started to give retreats, and I'm also working on completing and offering the offline journey. Right. So, both retreats, landing fully into life and awakening into life intensive, they're both covering the same territory. And the same territory is pretty much one of the main existential questions of existence, and which is what's the nature of existence? What is this that we call life? Both retreats cover the same territory of exploring this very essential inquiry, not on an intellectual level, not to come up with some new concepts that would be satisfactory to our minds, but it's really working on a very experiential and intimate level of exploring, the very nature of reality. Now, both retreats are in a way trying to join, symbolically speaking, heaven and earth, or if you wish, the omnipresent, beyond time, beyond space consciousness, or however you want to call it, and this specific life with this time, matter, mass, energy, space. So this specific experience of life. So both are trying to join, to bring heaven and earth together. Now, awakening to life intensive is more reaching from earth, reaching towards the sky, or in a way trying to bring earth to the sky, trying to bring this experience of life into the awakening, into the full consciousness. Landing fully into life is in a way trying to bring heaven down to earth. It's in a way trying to bring all the frozen bits of ourselves that got stuck as our arrival to this life was in a way crash landing or traumatic, and many of bits and pieces of ourselves were left in some sort of outer orbits. So the landing fully into life is trying to complete the landing finally, again, not intellectually, not even emotionally, but really on a very essential, foundational level. So in a way, same territory, same goal, but somehow from slightly opposite directions. Technically speaking, the difference is that also that awakening to life intensive is diet based. So basically there is almost nothing but diets. So it's more looks like a Zen sesshin or Vipassana retreat. Everything is diet based. Now, of course, the questions, the inquiries of the diets, they are put together in a specific sequence, and they are changing from one day to another, so there is a progression Of course, there are also walk-in contemplations, there are some community meetings, there is movement. So there are other things as well, of course, but somehow the main thing is diets. Now, landing fully into life also does 2 or 3 diets per day. And also there is movement, also there is time spent in nature, integration in nature. However, it is based, the very essence of the retreat are the guided processes. The guided processes that again build up on each other and slowly, step by step, day by day are bringing you to hopefully a new level of consciousness and presence in this life. And these processes are guided processes, and then there is also work, process-based work in small groups. So we could say that landing fully into lives are, technically speaking, more diverse, and awakening to life are more, kind of a specific in terms of being diet-based. In my experience, both retreats are really complementary. I would want to take both. And I'm not talking now as a facilitator, as somebody who is, trying to attract people to the retreats, but really as somebody who has some insight about the nature of both retreats. And I believe they're very much working together, and they're very complementary. So, a short answer to the question, like what's the difference, how can I choose? I would say perhaps you want to entertain the possibility of taking both, not necessarily within 1 month or even 1 year, but just taking both when it's a time for you to take a deep retreat and to dive into the essence of existence. And then see which one calls you more, which one seems to be right now more alive for you and more contributing. So this is as much as I can actually say, and the rest is really a personal and intimate experience of everybody and personal preferences that we might be having. I hope this is helpful.